Just chill, knowledgeable. It would be a
Yeah,
good
he's
video
pretty.
for.
Yeah, he's pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's the same dude
However,
we always been watching.
facts. However, you gotta understand. Everybody got their own interpretation, if that makes sense. So, it's the word, right? And it could be right on point. But like, how do I say this? For example, if I wanted you guys to be better sons, you know what I'm saying, better nephews, I will focus on this part of the reading, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like we always, even though we don't want, we shouldn't always put ourselves into it. And that's sometimes where things could get a little dicey. So,
I mean, when he was saying everything should be for Yahweh, I was like, that's facts for real. That's the main point.
that's the main, yeah. Especially in a book that's about him, right? Like, so that's why I'm like, if you look at it from that point of view, it's like, yeah, somebody knew that. Somebody did that. Even though you can't change the words, somebody tried their little, how there's death by a thousand cuts. Like, for example, gay Pride Month didn't just happen. You know what I mean? They were just cutting it every time. You see what I'm saying? Like, they were marching with Dr. King. So it's yeah, Lord. Like Lord is a title. He's right. God is a title. I'm saying that God, if you outside the title, it's really like the name of Baal, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this how they trick you. This is the deception. You know what I mean? That's being played by the principalities that rule the air. Because these little tricks is like, all right, as long as you're not calling his name or getting building a relationship with him, you know what I mean? Like, we can stand strong. We can inhabit your vessel, especially if you're calling onto God. Oh God, please help me. Yeah, here I am. Okay, yeah. Are you the God? How would they know if they don't have access to Scripture? Like, how would they know if they're not even getting in their books or sharpening their armor? Let me give you another case in point. This guy is more. Let's be honest with each other. He is more easy to hear now because he was always talking than when we first started our journey. Only because it's now like I can take the book and be like, okay, I can see where you go. I see where you go, what chapters you going to. All right, we've read those. Okay, I see what he was like. I can now discern like, okay, this guy, I see what he's saying. Right, I get it. Just like how when we break it down, each of us have a point of view and we share it. I can share that point of view and respect him. Got it. Right. But there's other people that will take the word and perverse it. And even though we prosper, like if you're walking with the Most High, you will there's no other way. You're gonna suffer. Don't get me wrong, but you will prosper too. And when I say suffer, only because there's the adversary knowing that he's losing and still want to tempt you. They want so it's suffering internal. You shall be blessed if you know who to call. This is something he said forever. It's a contract. It's a covenant. Right? I got a gun on this game. It's called a blood covenant. I'm like, oh, it's a blood contract. Like I signed it in blood. The weapon name. So this is all. It's when you break it down, it's simply hard because if you don't start early to curb yourself, like big, like you could test it. Like shoot, you starting younger. You know what I'm saying, Mima had you in the churches, but it was a weird. You know what I mean? Like the energy was off. Like it was times they had to trick you with McDonald's to be there. You know what I mean? Like once you in the
Yeah.
word, there's no. You know what I mean? Babies was singing Hallelujah. So there's a difference between what they put their own opinion on it. They put their own interests on it, right? That's more probably how the Church of Baal look like when you talk about the Catholic Roman Catholic system. You see what I'm saying? Dagon system. Because I don't see nowhere where they talk about wear a hat that looked like a fish mouth. You know what I mean? Like a mouth of a lizard or fish or something. And you You know what I mean? So like, yeah, we're still seeing what's going on. They still got Egypt and Sodom in their spirit, in their heart. And there's a physical land we got to get to. Don't get me wrong. We got to be preparing to get to the land too. Like they're not saying, "Hey, stay in Babylon." They're saying, "Get there." So as a family, as a tribe, as a group, we should be building up. We should be using our prosperity to be building up so we can have property there, or inheritance there, or sojourn there, or get there. But at the end of the day, it was like it was written in black and white. He said Israel is his footstool. That's where he want to hang out. That's where he want to be. What are you doing in China? Well, I felt that wasn't what he said. So we just gotta keep our candles burning. You know what I'm saying? Understand that our position is to play the bridesmaid. And the bridegroom in this stage or this thing is Yahshua. In this iteration, but it was a time where he was the bridegrooms for the Moses era. You know what I'm saying? And the setup, the word was just there to make sure like Moses was an interpreter of the word, Moses was a receiver of the word, the law. So he's putting the magic out. He's putting out the magic. He's putting out the wonders there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, people shouldn't test him. We shouldn't challenge him. Like, man, if you did it for them, why don't you do it for us? Because that's not, like, then you don't know the Most High. You dealing with Baal or you dealing with the God of Fortune. That's y'all thing. But when you dealing with the Most High, Yahweh, Yahuwah, as we, you know what I'm saying? Like, we learn different pronunciations. There's a way that he walks. It's like having order in a family. You know what I'm saying? Like there could be people that just it's just whatever you do in the house. But then there's a family like, yo, you don't curse your mom. You know what I mean? Like you don't pee on the carpet. Like what are you doing? You don't sleep with the dog. Like stop. Like you know what I mean? The same air, same group of circumstances. You know what I mean? But like certain things that were civilized in the eyes and to be a civilian in the valley, the world, the kingdom of the Most High. And then there's this what's in the wilderness, like what they would what they think is right. They do whatever they feel is whatever they feel. Do what thy will. That's the rule of their Lord. Fine. Okay, I got you. But I have order. Right? I don't like things unordered. Like my like dude, I get it, big. I get it. I got a different relationship with y'all. But like now that I'm in my right mind, right? My children shouldn't be telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like my 5 year old, like Bree, you can't be like, yeah, Dad, I think we should just go get ice cream for the morning and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Skip work and I'm making a daughter call on this one. Dad, call the police on that. I'm making the call. I got you, big guy. It's your day off, man. You don't spend enough time with your family anyways. You can't do that. So there's order, man. Like your woman shouldn't be talking to you crazy. This is all part of the curses in Deuteronomy. Like I was banging Deuteronomy. I'm like, yeah, like you shouldn't be in like these are things that you just inherit. You're not gonna be in debt. We in captivity. That's why I'm like, yo, if we look at where we at right now, my guys, we're in captivity. But we're also in a time of grace, which is a unique place to be. Because the more we truck towards it, the word, you know what I'm saying? That set apart energy, that set apart family, right? There's some of us that gotta marry in. Like, yeah, we gotta be the. There's some of us that's already drafted in. Some of us is gonna be sojourned in. But for right now, this is the only way is through Yahshua, and we know it because we wouldn't have access to these books. Mind you, there was a way. Let's be clear. Moses was the only way at that time. Like, yo, we gotta get through Moses to get to the promised land, right? And there was people like me in my first half, like fighting it. Why Moses gotta be the man? I can't be the man, huh? Huh? You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm smart. I'm handsome. Girls love me. You know what I'm saying? I sacrifice myself for my friends and my family. I should be bigger and better than y'all should. Right? That's that avid. That's that energy in me. The spirit of moving me away from it. There's order. Like Uncle Jonesy was just talking about like how we were in the military, and it just like while he was talking about it, it like he snapped into order. right? Even like I'm not proud of this, but it's not to say it's a bad or a good thing. But like in Big's moment of hustling, it was order that was given from him through me from the military. He had order. He was different from the kids his age. He had a discernment. He knew how to move, right? He was filled with the authority. That's part of the inheritance. You were meant to rule over these people. So when you asking for, you praying for a car, bro? Why don't you pray for me to give you better guidance, or me for you? Okay. You think I'm a genie? You supposed to rub me and I'm supposed to do what you want me to do? Come on, this is nah. This works. This is not how any of this works. So the more we understand that, that's how we stay humble. Yeah, you and we will back. We will slip up. We are simply wrong. We will slip up. We will backslide. Everything. The job is the job is now understanding. Once we get into that forgive me mode, we get forgiven. Some of us cannot do it again. Some of us can't. Hey, it's about the will. Now the job is to turn around and do that to someone else. Your brother. I'm not saying everybody. Mind you, Yeshua was a nationalist. Mosai is a nationalist. Because he picked the country. He made the country and he called to Israel. He put it in life. You're reading it. See what I'm saying? Like, this is the country. There was other people there. You know what I mean? That was the river that they had to cross. They just didn't grow up with it. It just wasn't theirs. Matter of fact, he even reminded them, y'all was the weakest. Y'all had the smallest numbers. Because there was people that could have babies like elephants in 40 days. Like, boom, here go a baby. Fully grown. So what do you order them? They could outthink you. They could fly. They had the knowledge to stargate. They was building stargates. The Tower of Babylon, if you break it down, is a stargate. They were reading the sky, they were doing the zodiac. They were doing phenomenal things. So if you think you the man because you tall and this, they were beings bigger, taller, stronger than you. Now what? The Most High chose this group of people. It is what it is. There's kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be the king, but it was a divine law. I was watching a show. I'm gonna stop on this one. One of my history teachers tried to indoctrinate me too. I was one of those kids, kind of like Pooh, with my teachers. I love history and English. You know what I'm saying? So he put me on this thing called Michael Python and the Holy Grail. I'm laughing about it with Uncle Jones. He's like, yo, we mobbing through, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. That's how I feel like when we mobbing through. We ain't got no horses, but you know what I'm saying? We just look like we knights, you know what I'm saying, just on our feet. Wait till we see us in cars, right? But I started to read the messages in Mighty Python with now using the eye of discernment that the Most High gave. I'm like, they were trying to indoctrinate people then into the Luciferian practices. Because they were clowning King Arthur, Pendragon, right? Who, yeah, I want to say is a black man, fine. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what this is all about. But when Arthur was like, I have a divine right, they clowned him. Like, yo, socialism, fascism, but they were putting it in plays. They was putting it in movies. They was putting in, satire. You know what I'm saying? Political satire, but you can always blaspheme against the Most High. You feel me? Like in their world, and make a joke out of it, and see what happens. Or you can always big up your Lord in these things, satires, see what happens. So Marvel is nothing different, right? It was just that of his day. And they just pressing Luciferian practice through the Marvel. You know what I mean? Now they got witches. Doctor Strange is a witch. Let's be honest. What's that other chick's a witch? So they progressing you through because you gotta consent. You gotta be like, yeah, cool, I'm with it. As a creature of the Most High, yeah, you gotta say, I'm with it. I'm with it. And that's about it. I'm gonna shut up. Take my answers offline because Pooh about to talk for another 30 minutes too. All right, this thing right here. All right, we in Yeshayahu 30, Isaiah 30. We got 33 of these bad boys, and we each get 11 a pop. Capiche?
You did 30 yesterday. Or,
We did
yeah.
30 already,
Yeah.
so we on 36.
31.
31.
Okay, sorry.
Looks like we have a short week today. Or, yeah. A short read today.
Well, y'all want to do 10
What's
then?
up? We mean 10. You saying?
Nah. This
Yeah.
is 55.
I love you. I love that in you, big. Not today. so, so take that on a chill, not a pill.
Let's not break the routine. Let's not break it.
It's tradition.
Mm,
I'm playing. I'm playing. All right, so look, this one is
yeah,
nine.
we
So
do have way more books. There's 66 books in this junk. I mean, chapters.
but look, I'm not. Hold on, let me correct myself. As a caveat, forgive me for saying that, dude, but because that means that everything you said, I'm throwing it away. So forgive me. I didn't want to mean it like that. As a caveat, the goal is not to rush through this, right? The goal is to get the discernment, right? If we speed read through this, because here's the thing: when we get into the apocrypha, then it's gonna make sense, right? But like when we break this down now, especially y'all breaking it down to us breaking it down together, when we get into now it's like going backwards into the apocrypha. These parts will come up like, oh, okay, if that makes sense. And then it will tie in the detective work that these soul food Sabbath days really is because we, right? You know what I'm saying? I hope Uncle Jonesy here in the spirit, or Yahshua here in the spirit, we become the four horsemen riding into this understanding. And we doing it together, which is dope. So no one man is the lead, no one man is, however, there is an elder, but all our inputs matter, right? We're praying together on getting the discernment. And I have to learn that praying is like, hey, we're honoring the Most High, praising God. You know what I'm saying? And then there's petition where you're asking of something. I petition for you to watch over Big, watch over Chinky. You know what I'm saying? I petition you to put your spirit. That's a petition. Hey Lord, if I do right, I want a car. That's a petition, right? You asking for it. It could get granted. It could not get granted. So the Most High is orderly as orderly is going to be. So when we get orderly, we'll be we'll be in the presence. We'll definitely be in the presence and orderly in our reading, orderly in how we move. It'll all tie up. So like right now, pushing ourselves past the prime, we don't need to because this right here is ours. So it was a funny skit, and I'm gonna jump off. Uncle Jonesy told me like, one time he had a situation. Um, I'm gonna do it verbatim. It the the more was take your time. You don't have to rush through it. Like he had like juice or milk in the refrigerator, right? And he wanted to get the most out of it, right? Because it was like it is what it is. But he's like, yo, it's yours. Take your time. You don't gotta rush and drink it all in one day. So the word is ours. Take your time. You don't gotta drink all the water in one day. Just digest this book and do it like enjoy doing it. Praising him all the way through. All right, let's get the order of march. Who's going first? Who's going second? Who's going to
I'll go last.
Oh, okay. This week I'll do first then.
Wow. What a turn of events.
Let it turn out. What they piece?
Lots of.
Cause I'm in the matter.
Woe to those who go down to Misraim for help and rely on horses, who trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but who do not look at the set apart one of Israel, nor seek Yahweh. And he's also is wise and has brought evil. and has not turned aside his word. And he shall rise up against the houses of evildoers and against the help of workers of wickedness. And the Mizraites are men and not El, and their horses are flesh and not spirit. And when Yahweh stretch out his hands, both he who helps shall stumble, and he who is helped shall fall, and they shall all fall together.
Wait, how many do we each have?
Three.
And we each have three. Oh,
Uh,
that's on me, big. 333. Sorry, that's on me. Forgive me.
oh wow. For this is what Yahweh has said to me. As a lion roars and a young lion over his prey, though a band of shepherds is called out against him, he is not afraid of their voice, nor disturbed by their noise. So Yahweh of hosts shall come down to fight upon Mount Sion and upon its hill. Like hovering birds, so does Yahweh of hosts protect Jerusalem, protecting and delivering, passing over and rescuing. Turn back to him from whom the children of Israel have deeply fallen away.
For in that day let each man reject his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made for yourselves as a sin. And Asher shall fall by a sword, not of man, and a sword not of mankind shall devour him. But he shall flee from the sword, and his young men shall become slave labor. His strength pass away because of fear. His commanders shall be afraid of the banner, declares Yahweh, whose light is in Sion, and whose furnace is in Jerusalem.
And you keep telling you, I don't even know. I've never seen him say, "Hey, you know what? It's in Africa." I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I did. That was me. I'm sorry. Hey, Bobby, that was me. But I'm just saying, the book is. It knows where Africa's at. Mr. M is in Africa, right? It knows where it's at. I've never seen it say it's China, United States. God bless America. I've never seen it say that. I have yet to see it say that. So I'm just saying, just for correction purposes. And the thing that's dope in the beginning, it's like, yo, woe to who like this right here just prove a point, and it's not even mine. It's like I'm walking into the point that's already here, right? It's like woe to those who go down the mystery. I'm sorry, in the Yeshayahu, Isaiah 31st chapter, verse 1. He says it off. Woe to those who go down the mystery for help, and they rely on horses, who trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but who do not look to the set apart one of Israel, nor seek Yahweh or Yahuwah. Basically, like, y'all scared of men still? Woe for you. Because they got horses? Like, for instance, if we were charged, I'm not saying this is the case, but if we were charged to face the power of the world right now, and the most high charges, hey, be brave. Be brave. Because even that wimpy, like, oh, I don't know if we can do it. Even that little voice crack, you lost faith. Just, yo, if we charge, if you feel the set apart spirit moving you to do that, just do it. Just do it. That's one of the things I'm like, just do it. Just because if you feel it, meaning like you know it's of the Most High. You tested your charge. Like, okay, I prayed on it. Like, okay, this is what the Most High. Okay, you do it. Cause ain't no man, ain't no machine that they create. Cause he tears that up in the second verse. He said, he also is wise. Talking about the Most High, and has brought evil. Like, yeah, yeah, and has not turned aside his words. And he rise up against the house of evildoers and against the helpers of workers of wickedness. Right? Then he lets you know, like, look, guys, and the mystery are to men. That's like telling. I mean, I keep bringing this up, but this is something we shared. That's like telling Dom, look, the mystery are to men. He's just a man, and not an L. Their horses, the cars, the things that they're talking about are flesh, are machines, and not spirits. When Yahuwah, Yahweh, stretch out his hands, both he who helps, like you, Dom, helping him, shall stumble, and he who helps shall fall. Understand, you gotta get it too, and they shall all fall together. You gonna get it too. Like thinking, oh, I'm gonna just stand with Uncle. Ah, man, you know it's he powerful, he's so smart. Okay, all right. Once you've been warned, you've been warned. Big,
Pretty sure this was self-explanatory.
don't forget facts. 30 words or less, shoot.
Yeah, actually, in say, nah, I'm setting that in.
It isn't my greatest conclusion. In
Actually,
my what I can ascertain.
see here in verse six, I'm still soaking that in.
On to the next. I so two people will have seven. One
Uh
person will have
huh.
six.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take the six.
Take it away, General North.
Thank you, kind sir. Don't mind if I do. C. A sovereign shall reign in righteousness. Rulers rule in right rulings, and each one shall be as a hiding place for the wind, and as a shelter for the downpour, as rivers of water in dry places, as shadow of great rocks in weary lands. And the eyes of those who see are not dim, and the ears of those who hear listen. And the heart of the rash understands knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers hurries to speak plainly. A fool is no longer called noble, nor the scoundrel said to be respectable. For a fool speaks folly, and his heart works wickedness. To practice filthiness, and to speak against Yahuwah, that, that which misleads. To starve the being of hungry, and to withhold the drink from the thirsty.
And the methods of the scoundrel are evil. He has devised wicked plans to destroy the poor with words of falsehood, even when the needy pleads for right ruling. But the generous one devises what is generous, and by generous deeds he rises up. Rise up, you women who are at ease, hear my voice. Rise up, you complacent daughters, listen to my speech. In little more than a year you shall be troubled, you complacent women, for the grape harvest shall fail, the ingathering shall not come. Tremble, you women who are at ease, be troubled. You complacent ones, strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waist. Lament upon the breast for the pleasant fields, for the fruit bearing vine. Weeds and thorn bushes come up over the ground of my people, indeed over all the houses of joy, the city of revelry.
For the palace is abandoned, the crowded city deserted. Hill and watchtower serve as caves forever. The joy of wild donkeys, a pasture of flocks. Till the Spirit is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness shall become garden land, and the garden land be reckoned as a forest. And then right ruling shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain in the garden land. And the work of righteousness shall be peace, and the service of righteousness be rest and safety forever. And my people shall dwell in a home of peace, and in safe dwellings, and in undisturbed resting places. Even when a hail shall fall, felling the forest, and the city be brought low in humiliation. Blessed are ye who sow beside all waters, who send out the foot of the ox and the donkey.
Okay. Big.
I'm soaking that one in.
Two.
Uh, Give me a second. It sounds like
Bacon.
a punishment or a warning. Which one was it? What verse was it? Verse 11, chapter 32. Tremble, you women who are at ease. Be troubled. You can place on one's strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waist. Was that supposed to be like a punishment? Something I
So
don't know.
it's hold on. This is why when we read it, it's got to be the whole thing, right? So it's pretty much like instructions or charge, or yeah, like a warning. He says, "Here sounds raining righteousness. He's trying to people inside wind downpour." All right, you said you were on 11, so I'm gonna go from 11 up.
Yeah.
I'm just what we know or we don't know. So, okay, and a little more than speech. Okay, I see the term. I see the term. Okay, so I'm seeing the shift change. So in the verses, right, how this is flowing to me. In verse one, it's
Uh-huh.
basically saying you're gonna. In that verse, I'm picking up like, look, there's gonna be righteous rulers, be a sovereign kings and righteous rulers. That's gonna, that's gonna be a hiding place from the wind. They're gonna protect you from all of these elements, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those who can see it and understand night, then who can hear. And then it's like changing to six, like so, like in four, that's I think the transition. And the heart of the rash understands knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerer is hurried to speak plainly. A fool is no longer called noble. See that shift is starting to come? The scoundrel is said to be respectable. And then here comes, for a fool speaks folly, and his heart works wickedness, to practice filthiness, and to speak against Yahweh. What's that which misleads to starve the being of the hungry, to withhold the drunk from the thirsty. And the methods of the scoundrels are evil. He has devised wicked plans to destroy the poor with words of falsehood, even when the needy pleads for right ruling. Okay, 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 okay. But the generous one divides what is generous, and by generous deeds he rise up. Got it? Rise up, you women who are ease, hear my voice and rise up. You complacent daughters, listen to my speech. In a little more than a year, here come the warning. You shall be troubled. This is the prophecy. Sorry, this is the prophecy. In a little bit more than a year,
Mm-hmm.
because some of these prophecies had to be tested. So some people was always making prophecies. Just I'm gonna stop right there for a minute. And then some of them that said it, it's like they waited. It's like, okay, he was of the Most High. We could listen to him. Some of it that never came true was like, ah. Some people here nowadays, they just keep on letting people just fool them. Okay, but hold on, going back to verse 10. In a little more than a year, you shall be troubled. You're a complacent woman. You complacent woman. Yeah, you shall be troubled, you complacent woman. Oh, because Israel is the woman. Well, yeah, you shall be troubled, you complacent woman. You complacent meaning like you started to become lazy, complacent. For the
Yeah.
grapes harvest shall fail. Grape harvest is your prosperity. Grape harvest. I know grape is the wine. I know grape is the fruit. I know Israel is the grape. I know the grape is shall fail. So your grapes, your wine, all of that, everything shall. There's a spiritual combination to it too. And when we get into the apocrypha, this will be easier, like because we'll be attacking it together. Because they're meaning the intergathering shall not come. So you won't be able to harvest. Because mind you, they're gonna fall. Like Babylon is coming to get them. So now it goes into trouble, you women who are at ease. So the nations, right? Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves, make yourself bare, and grind sackcloth on your waist. Lament. You know how they put the sackcloth on your waist when they're lamenting or repenting? You know what I'm saying? Like they tear off their
Mm-hmm.
clothes. Okay, and it says it right there. Okay, use the word in 12. Wow. We got to do the apocrypha too, guys. 12 says, lament upon the breast for the breast, no, for the peasant fields, for the fruit bearing vines, lament upon the breast, for the pleasant fields, for the fruit of the bearing vines. Weeds and thorn bushes come up over the grounds of my thorn. So, whenever you hear weed and thorn bushes, it's spirits. It's a triple entendre, or even a quadruple. But I can only catch the three, in the spiritual, in the physical, and at the time. So spiritual, weeds and thorn bushes is like spiritually you're not gonna grow. You're gonna stumble. In reality, it's really weeds and thorn bushes. Like you can't grow your garden with weeds and thorn bushes, like things that it's gonna kill your seeds, right? Your people, right? What else? And then the physical, the spiritual. I said that. Okay, I think I covered that. There's a fourth with the time, but anyways, I don't know how to do that one yet. So, and ciphering it is basically telling them like this is the one. This is what's gonna happen to you if you don't pick up that ear, if you don't change, if you stay lazy, if you're just up in yourself like I'm the. Now it goes, for the palace is abandoned, the crown city deserted. So that he's left it. Like the Most High left this. Hills and watchhouse serves as cave forever. A wild for joys of wild donkey. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. The Most High hasn't left it. I'm sorry. He's turned it back on it until the Spirit is poured upon us on high. Forgive me, Heavenly Father, for saying that wrong. And the wilderness shall become a garden land, and the garden land be reckoned as forest. Right rulers shall dwell in the wilderness, and the righteousness remain in the garden land. Wow, these are all. Oh my God, it's met. I'm seeing the picture because wilderness means something, even righteousness means something. So like, I don't know how to. But imagine when we say righteousness, it's like you're kings of your own selves, but then you're also in a community. So that shining armor is one and the same. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just walk you through. Look, you're gonna be okay. He just walk you through. I mean, like millennia in one. This is gonna happen over time. Like, okay, keep this, right? Ruling, because they get jacked up, right? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Torn bushes, crap. The spirit poured upon from high until the spirit 9:15, saying that it's gonna be abandoned. The palace is abandoned until the spirit is poured upon us from on high, the Most High. Hallelujah. And the wilderness shall become garden land. Oh, that's so dope. What was wild and barren shall become a land we can garden and till. Got it. And the garden land shall be reckoned as a forest. We'll have so much, it'll be in abundance. Oh my God. I'm starting to interpret this. Okay. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Then right ruler shall dwell in the wilderness, and the righteousness remain in the garden land. It's all talking about Israel. It's all national. Then the work of the righteousness shall be peace, and the service of the righteousness be rest and safety forever. And my people shall dwell in the home of peace and in safety, and in safe dwellings, and undisturbed resting place. Even when hell shall fall, filling the forest, and the city be brought to in low in humiliation. No, humiliation, sorry. Blessed are you who sow beside all waters, who send out all the foot of the ox and the donkey. That I don't understand. That I gotta take some more time. But Heavenly Father, thank you for helping me decipher what I could. But yeah, I gotta get better. But wow. Wow. It's like reading it in 3D. Okay. That that was truly dope. Or trippy. That was trippy. I can't front. Cause the mental pictures in my head, boys, it was just dope. Wow. Okay. Moving on. 33. We all got eight. Wow. Woe to you, Ravager, while you have not been ravaged, and you treacherous. while you have not while they have not betrayed you. When you have ceased ravaging, you shall be ravaged. When you stop betraying, they shall betray you. O Yahuwah, show us favor, for we have waited for you. Be their arm every morning, or deliverance also in time of distress. At the noise of the rumbling, the people shall flee. When you lift yourself up, the nations shall be scattered, and your plunder shall be gathered like gatherings of caterpillars. As locusts rush about, they rush upon them. Yahweh is exalted, for he dwells on high. He has filled Sion with rights ruling and righteousness. He shall be the trustworthiness in your times and wealth of deliverance, wisdom and knowledge. They feel Yahuwah, that he is treasure. See, their brave ones shall cry outside, and the messengers of peace weep bitterly. The highway shall be deserted, the wayfaring man shall cease. He has broken the covenant. He has despised the city. He has respected no man.
The earth shall mourn and languish. Lebanon shall be ashamed. Sharon shall be withered like a desert, and Bashan and Carmel be shaken. Now I rise up, declares Yahweh. Now I am exalted. Now I am lifted up. You conceive chaff. You bring forth stubble. Your spirit devours you like fire, and peoples shall be like the burnings of lime. Like thorns cut up, they are burned in the fire. You who are afar off, hear what I shall do, and you who are near, who know my might. Sinners in Sion shall be afraid, trembling shall grip the defiled ones. Who of us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who of us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? He who walks righteously and speaks what is straight, he who rejects the gain of oppressions, who keeps his hands from accepting bribes, who stops his ears from hearing of bloodshed and shuts his eyes from seeing evil. He shall inhabit the heights, strongholds of rocks be his refuge. His bread shall be given him, and his water be steadfast.
Your eyes shall see the sovereign in his comeliness, see a land that is far off. Your heart ponders fear. Where is the scribe? Where is he who weighs? Where is he who counts the towers? No longer shall you see a fierce people, people of too deep a lip to hear, of a jabbering tongue no one understands.
Mm.
See Sion, the city of our appointed time. Your eyes shall see Jerusalem, an undisturbed home, a tent not taken down. Its stakes are never removed, nor any of its cords broken. But there, great is Yahweh for us, a place of broad rivers, streams, in which no boat with our sails, no big ships pass by. For Yahweh is our judge, Yahweh is our inscriber, Yahweh is our sovereign. He saves us. Your rope shall be slack, they do not strengthen their mast. They shall not spread the sail. Then the great then the prey of great plunder shall be divided. The lame shall take the prey. Neither shall the inhabitants say, I am sick. The people who dwell in it is forever, er, the people who dwell in it is forgiven their crookedness.
Mm. Mm. It's dope how in so many ways he's basically saying, the message is like, look, y'all gonna go on a journey where y'all gonna grow and forget your first love, forget about me. Y'all gonna get beat up and they're gonna put you through it. And I'm gonna remind y'all to come home. Y'all gonna come home. Then y'all children gonna do the same thing. Y'all children gonna do the same thing. Like, like it's gonna be ongoing, but I will always be able to forgive you so long as you repent.
Mm.
Long as you repent, like that's why it's not on us. Like in this position as detectives here, we we should never be the one to say we're judging a person, meaning like that person's not going to go. We can say, hey, that situation is effed up. We can say, hey, that person is a thief. We can say, like, that's judging correctly. Got it. But we can never talk about a person's salvation because at any moment, they could wake up and say, forgive me, and the Most High will. At any moment, they call on you, the blood of Yahshua, they call on Yahshua, and he'll forgive them. Just like if you guys had, like if Astro did you wrong, anytime you come, you know you be mad, but you're gonna forgive him eventually, right? Chinky do something to you big, you may get upset. Your mom, you gonna be mad, but you forgive him. You, I'm learning how to just forgive him on the spot. Like
Facts.
yeah, he don't even know what he's talking about. I forgive him already. We're gonna talk about this later. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, you know what? Because guess what? I want to be forgiven on the spot.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, and even that thing with the talents. I mean, that came to my mind, right? And it's unrelated to this. Like that talent is your spiritual talents. Like those 10 talents, 5 talents, and the one. Don't be complacent with your spiritual talent. Don't be complacent with the things the Most High give you. Go out there and he, like from what I gather, he never let you sit and chill. That man put Job in the mouth of a fish, and he pushed them back. He tried to run, he pushed them back. So, so like even with the going back now to this, he's even jumping on. He said, "Woe to you, ravager, who have not been ravaged. You people thinking you sticking people up, getting a high, running people over, all this. You treacherous. While you have not been, while they have not betrayed you. The Most High is a perfect accountant. You gonna get yours, right? So like it said, when you have ceased ravishing, that's the part. Like sometimes they get you when you old. They get you, right? And you be the guy that steal and kill, right? But like now that you old, all people taking all your stuff, disrespecting. You shall be ravaged, and we stop betraying. They shall betray you, right? The most, oh Yahweh, show us favor. We have waited for you. Be their arm every morning. Our deliverance also in our time of distress. These are the people who gets blessed. These are the people who saves the nation. These are the people who saves the household. That's why you got to be that person. That's why you got to be the head. And I'm not knocking. Like some people talk about guy and girl relationships. Yeah, you can still be the head of the household and cook. You can still be the head of the household, take out the trash. It's where your head is at. You can still be a head of the household, and your partner, your wife runs your money because she's better at it. It's that for you, Pooh. But hey, I mean, for the rest of us, you see what I'm saying? But that's the station, that's the position. That don't mean you now the boss of here. No, that's hey, wait, I'm putting this across the door, the threshold of the door. This house belongs to the Most High. I want to be the ones, even though there was, hey, we gotta go get the Most High sent angels to go get Lot. He was gonna destroy it anyway. That's why I remember I used to worry like, man, y'all gonna get. Pooh, you need to learn how to fly an airplane. And well, that is not even my worry. The time comes, the Most High, you'll learn like how Neo did in the Matrix. I think I knew kung fu. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll get it. You'll get it. But it's you just gotta be in tune. Those of us that are in tune will pick it up far quicker than the others. That's why I said those that can hear will hear. I'm sorry, I took it and took it so many different ways. But going back to this, forgive me. And you can take it away every way too. But like, I'm sorry, I'm going right back, right? Going into Yeshayahu, the 33rd chapter, in verse 5. It says, Yahuwah is exalted. He dwells on high. He has filled Sion with right rulings and righteousness. Like, that right there, it's like, can you imagine this consuming fire? That's how they describe him in the spirit. He's a consuming fire. The smoke, the vapor, filling you with right ruling and righteousness. The guy that could be like, nah, that has the courage to be like, nah, that voice that has the courage, that energy, that courage to tell your friends, nah, you're wrong. Right? That guy, the guy that looks at your parents and be like, nah, that was, but righteously, like, nah, that wasn't right. But, I get it. Because I hear it all the time for Pooh. You know what I mean? That feeling, that voice, that, the big guy's like, you know what, bro, I love you, but you're wrong. That guy, you know what I'm saying? That's that feeling of that set apart spirit, that righteousness. And then it leads it, and he shall be the trustworthiness of your times, a wealth of deliverance, a wisdom and a knowledge. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Only in him. Only in him. It's like his treasure. We only fear him. And that's that. Sorry, I took that. Big.
Oh yeah, so what I feel like is just God. I mean, someone is talking. I don't know who, but he's just explaining what happens when on each side. Like if you're against Yahweh, this will happen. But if you're with Yahweh, you're in the right path. That's what I feel like has been going on the past few reads.
He said the fat few cheeks. I'm messing with you, man. I love it. I love it. Shoot.
Yeah, that's the second one in.
Let's go. Oh, big. Piggyback what you're saying, right? You could be, I mean, you're hearing the word because when you test it and it stays there, that's it. Also, they are messengers, right? It's still the Most High. It's still His message. That's the word. But there are messengers assigned to you,
Mm,
assigned to you, big. Like, it's beings that want you to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that want you to be around
yeah, like
in the kingdom, right?
the YouTube videos.
Singing His song, His praises. Speaking of which, on to the next one.
Yeah, like that
Yeshiai.
YouTube video was talking about how God chooses his people to show his power.
Exactly. Exactly. So two people gonna have six in this one. One person gonna have five. I'll take the five.
Let's go.
Do this.
Dang it,
Come
I
near
ain't.
you. Gotcha. Beats to it, sir. Too slow. Come near, you nations, to hear, and listen, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that's in it, the world and all its offspring. For the displeasure of Yahweh is against the nations, his wrath against all their divisions. He shall put them under the ban. He shall give them over to the slaughter. There and their slain be thrown out, and their stretch rise from their corpses, the stench rise from their corpses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall rot away, and the heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll, and all their hosts fade like leaf fading on the vine, and like the fading on one fig tree. For my sword shall, excuse me, for my sword shall be drenched in the heavens. Look, it comes down on Edom. Oh my God. And on the people of my curse for judgment. Oh, man. That's some real hard stuff, folks.
The sword of Yahweh shall
Did you
be
check it out?
filled with blood. It shall be made overflowing with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh has a slaughtering in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Edom. And wild oxen shall come down with them, and young bulls with bulls, and their land shall be drenched with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of vengeance of Yahweh, the year of recompense for the cause of Sion. And its streams shall be turned into tar, and its dust into sulfur, and its land shall become burning tar. that is not quenched night or day. Its smoke going up forever. From generation to generation it lies waste. No one passes through it forever and ever. So that the pelican and the porcupine possesses it, also the owl and the raven dwell in it. And he shall stretch out over it the line of formlessness and stones of emptiness.
Its caves with no one in them is called a rain, but all its rulers have vanished. The thorn shall come up in its palaces, nettles and brambles in its strongholds, and it shall be a home for jackals, a courtyard for ostriches, and the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the jackals. And the shaggy goat call to its champions. The night creature shall also settle there, shall find for herself a place to rest. The arrow snake shall nest there, and lay eggs, and hatch, and gather them under her shadow. There too the vulture shall gather, which each with its mate. Search from the book of Yahweh, and read. Not one of these shall be missing, not one shall be without a mate. For he has commanded my mouth, and his spirit shall gather them. He shall cast a lot for them, and his hand shall divide it among them with a measuring line. They possess it forever, from generation to generation. They dwell in it.
Hmm. Big.
Another warning.
So here's what sometimes people do. They take this, right? And they put it in the future, meaning like they said this is gonna happen, and they don't respect what's going on in the timeline, our human timeline. Yes, they're right. This was gonna happen in this time. If we're reading it, it's talking about future to come because of what they did. You guys ruined it. You messed us up. Here's what's gonna happen. And he's telling them in so many ways how it's coming down. He's giving them metaphors. He's giving them algorithms. He's giving them symbologies, wild oxen and bulls, right? Sword, kidneys. This is all a nation coming to get you. Just like he wiped you out. He wiped another nation out so you can have that land. He, you just became real dumb, for lack of a better word, to understand that you had the Most High and you replaced it just to be cool like everybody else. Dummies. I'm gonna call them dummies. I'm not judging them. But that was stupid.
Mm.
It's sad because it can happen. We see it happening here. You can get high off yourself. You can idolize yourself. You can turn on the TV and somebody's dribbling a ball and he's a goat now. He's the greatest of all time. You're dribbling a ball. Right? Somebody put on a football helmet. He's the best at. Like, what are you talking about? It's nobody better than the Most High. What are you talking about? You talk to people now, they don't. You talk about the Most High, they mean God. Like, no, 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 the Most High. Why you calling him? Like, what his same problem is that he has? I have it because people are just ignorant. And it's like they've been blinded. And that's why we got to say thank you because he's giving us light to see. That makes sense. Even just soaking it in is a stance of a process, of a process of learning. That's why not everybody's meant to rule. Not everybody's meant to be the leader, the shepherd. Because there's a training for this. If you do it wrong, you're going to have people worship you. Right? And these people, I don't
Mm.
know how it goes from people worship. Now they want to do all this sex magic stuff to keep in power, all this. hate and backbite. No, it was never you in the first. That's what happened to Saul, King Saul. You thought it was about you. It was the Most High to put you there. Now David is coming to replace you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Did you guys contribute? I'm sorry, my fault. I just jumped in.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm still sucking that one in. So, good.
Drop that funky knowledge on them, big.
I already said another warning.
Yeah.
Another one. Got it. All right. So we're
This one, best
actually
one.
last one, best one. There you go, sir. So we got everybody gonna have one person gonna have four. The rest of us gonna have three.
So you, sir.
I'll take my three.
I'll take the 4.
That's it. It works well. Let the wilderness and the dry place be glad for them. Let the desert rejoice and the blossom as the rose and blossom as the rose. Its blossom must and rejoices, even with joy and singing. The esteem of Lebanon shall be given to it. The excellence of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the esteem of Yahweh, the excellency of our Elohim. Strengthen the weak hands and make them firm the weak knees.
Say to those with anxious heart, be strong, do not fear. See, your Elohim comes with vengeance, with the recompense of Elohim. He is coming to save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf be opened. Then the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the dumb sing, because waters shall burst forth in the wilderness and streams in the desert.
And the parched ground shall become a pool, and thirsty land springs of water, and a home for jackals, where each lay, grass with reeds and rushes. There shall be a highway, and a way, and it shall be called the way of set apartness. The unclean does not pass over it, but it is for those who walk the way, and no fools wander on it. No lion is there, nor any ravenous beast go up on it. It is not found there, but the redeemed shall walk there, and the ransomed of Yahweh shall return and enter Sion with singing, with everlasting joy on their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away.
Gentlemen, I don't want to have it confused, right? Like I sometimes talk about being in the army of Yahweh or the army of Yahshua, right? Um, in every instance, at the end, when this is all said and done, it's a party. We are singing, we are having a good time, we are getting it in. You know what I'm saying? It's a party, right? So this is not something for us to be like, oh, we're better than other people, or something to be like, oh, it's not one of those things, right? This is at the end of the day, if we do it right, if we walk in this righteous rule, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, tears will be wiped from the eyes. We'll be singing holy, holy, or set apart, or hallelujah, hallelujah, right? So it's not about crushing people. It's not just about like it's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong. One day you're gonna turn your plows into swords. You know what I'm saying? And then plowshares into swords, right? And then you're gonna turn them back. There's a time for everything. But we always riding with the Most High, always. And we make sure our sons know, because it's us who the meek who will inherit the earth. They kicking us now. Bywords, everything. We getting it.
Mm.
So it's like it's a prophecy. He says in Yeshayahu, in the verse, Yeshayahu chapter 35, 35th chapter, verse 10, says, and the ransom of Yahweh shall return and enter Sion with singing, with everlasting joy on their heads. and they shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and signing shall flee away. We win at the end of the day. All we're doing right now is just mastering how it happened and playing our part till we get there.
Mm.
But it's really to wash away that negative energy within our mix. Evil, evil, evil. Purge evil from our midst. Mwah, ah, ah, ah. Big.
I think it's a righteous warning this time.
This time, right? Have faith. Be brave.
Facts.
All right, man. Shoot, we only got another hour, so I ain't eat all day. Please keep this short there. There, Dave.
I feel like you guys touched up on pretty much everything already. Everything, but most of the stuff I'm still soaking that one in.
We're growing in this, gentlemen. Some of us just had more. Had a start. Had a head start. That's all. We're all growing in this. And the more we come to understand where our true power lies, the more powerful we become. It's in the word. And it's not the yield power like before the yeah, I'm gonna run all these other people. But the more I get closer to the word, the more I'm like the most High's gonna take care of it all. I just gotta keep my candle burning. That's all. What's that mean? I praise him in the morning. I thank him for waking me up. I start with just that. I thank him for having great relationships with my sons, my nephews, my niece, my daughters. I start with some thank him for the little things that I know that he did. Thank him for fixing whatever relationship, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I thank him for that. Just being thankful mode. Start with that.
I started saying I love you
There you go. Even
to
better.
Yahweh, Yeshua, and to set up our spirit, each
Even better.
individually.
It's even better. The Pooh, he said, you know what? I turned the Xbox on and I just thank the Most High for my electricity, my internet, and this itchy trigger finger. Let go.
Well, you need to start streaming mode. You dying. Could have been famous.
Mm.
You're right. You're right.